All right, fam, welcome into the crossover. I'm 10-Day Tony. That right there is NBA veteran Keyon Dooling. KD.
Talk to me.
NBA keeps rolling.
We keep rolling. That's
NBA
what we do.
keeps rolling. It's crazy how you get one storyline after another storyline after another storyline, and we still got 9 months of storylines.
Don't you love it? Man, listen, I grew up watching The Young and the Restless, so I love me a Victor Newman moment. I'm good on that.
I'm too young. I don't even know what you're talking about.
I know, but stay up under my wing.
But I like that. All right. Biggest news out of the last couple of days has been Ja Morant.
Mm-hmm.
And at the beginning of the season, we were both excited. He had a great game to start up the opening proceedings for the Grizzlies, and then after that things have kind of fallen off the tracks quickly with Ja. So both of us really like Ja. We like him as a player. We like his athleticism. Over the weekend he had a game where I'm going to read you a stat, like you tell me if this is Ja Morant or not. 8 points, 7 assists, 3 of 14 field goals, 21% from the floor, 0 of 6 from 3. And a big loss to the Lakers, who didn't have Luka, who you're looking at the team being like, all right, this is supposed to be a Grizzlies team that is up and coming. You got Triple J, you got Ja. And did you watch any of the highlights from that game?
I did. I got to see Ja, and Austin Reeves has been going off, especially when Luka went down. He really stepped up. I think that's going to help them in the long run when they get LeBron back. But back to Ja. Look,
did he quit? Did he quit on the team?
No, listen, here's the thing. Like superstar players, some nights they're not going to have it, right? And you still got to kind of stick with those guys because those are the guys who are going to get you over the hump. Obviously, it's a new coach. Him and, what's his name, Taylor Jenkins, the previous coach, were extremely close. And they had a bond. And I think there's some philosophy differences, right, with a new regime kind of coming in. And I just don't know if it's on the same page. A lot of times, man, and I'm going to just say this, when you get new coaches, number one, that's always difficult. But also when you get European coaches who come from international ball, the way that they've been accustomed to the game plan, is it popping and things like that. But in the NBA, the pick and roll is the number one offense. Ja Morant is probably one of the top 5 pick and roll players in the game. And so, yeah, it's some philosophical differences right now.
Big time.
The frustration came out in the press conference, and I'm cool with it. Like, I would love to see Ja outside of that small market of Memphis. And yeah, Ja, he really embodies, the whole personality of the city of Memphis. He's good on and off the court there. Obviously, he's had some mistakes. He's a young player and things like that, but you start to see the frustration kind of piling from the organization side.
Yeah, and you look at, obviously, getting rid of Taylor Jenkins, they switch up the offense. Funny enough, LaRoche, the guy who was doing the Memphis offense of that open spacing, moving the ball, kind of 5 out, a lot of motion, was the same guy who's now consulting with the Miami Heat and getting the Miami Heat ready. And basically the Heat went from a massive pick and roll team to the last, basically 30th ranked team in pick and roll because of the offense and the spacing that they're playing with. That offense was basically given to Ja Morant and said, hey, look, we think you can thrive in this offense. And there was a lot of headbutting there. There's a lot of like, this isn't for me. Like, I need a pick. I need to be able to get downhill on somebody in a way that there wasn't with that offensive situation. But this is what he had to say after the game.
Yeah, let's hear it.
What went wrong to you today?
Go ask the coaching staff.
Do you feel like, there was anything you could do differently, I guess?
You go ask them. They had a whole spiel in here, so.
From the outside, and the outside may be wrong, but from the outside, it didn't look like you had your usual energy tonight.
Go ask the coaching staff why.
Okay. You feel like you should play more?
Go ask the coaching staff. Should I play more or not?
What could have been done different to get a different outcome other than asking the coaching staff?
According to them, probably don't play me, honestly. That's what basically the message was after, so it's cool.
The coaching staff message was that?
It's cool, bro. We good?
You didn't have anything physically wrong in terms of illness or anything?
Oh, no, I'm
under
good.
the
I'm
weather?
fine.
Okay.
I'm fine.
All right. What went wrong to you today?
Right, so
go ask the coach.
Suspended from the team. Not even NBA. The team suspended him for not only the comments, but I'm guessing what was said behind closed doors to Coach. Because apparently Coach had gone after him and said, hey, you weren't playing tough. You're the leader of this team. You're the best player on this team. You're half-assing it. You're playing at slow motion. You're one of the fastest players in the NBA, and you're playing at slow motion here. Like, something's got to give. And I'm sure that he said some shit to the coaching staff quite directly that was behind closed doors that probably got him suspended. Obviously, this didn't help when you look at what he said to the media, which is basically like, hey, do you think you could have played better? Ask the coaches.
Yeah.
Hey, you think you could play more? Ask the coaches. Ask the coaches. Ask the coaches. Like, in that situation, is he right for airing it out like that? Or?
No, man. You really want to keep things in-house. That's one of the biggest problems I have with the new NBA is that there are no OG vets in the locker room. An OG vet wouldn't have let it escalate to that point. They would have told you, you know what I mean? They would have kind of de-escalated it in the moment. They would have equipped you along the way to be able to, like, handle and navigate that space. And so I think this is one of the things that's really hurting our superstars in the game is that they don't have OG veterans to help potty train them along the way. I think it's a problem.
I think that's a big issue when you look specifically at Ja Morant and the Grizzlies, right? We were what, 4 years removed from the Grizzlies being almost the number 1 seed. I think they were the 2 seed in the West. Ended up making it, I think, to the second round, the furthest they've been. But it was like, oh, this is the next West Conference team. Like, this is it. This is them. Like, they had Jaren Jackson, they had Ja, they had Desmond Bane. They didn't have a lot of other pieces outside of that. But when you look at it, it felt like there was no vet, there was no OG in the locker room to be like, yo, Steven Adams was there for a little bit, I know, but, like, not enough, I guess, to be able to pour into those guys the way that they probably need to.
Yeah.
Now Desmond Bane's out.
Yeah.
And now it's Ja Morant. And, like, who's the vet on that team to tell Ja, yo, the gun shit is crazy, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Sparking up the crowd with the guns, like, they're going to get you for that. You were just on IG Live playing NBA Youngboy with the piece with you. Like, that's not what we do. You can't do that.
Yeah, Ja's got some growing to do. But, like, man, in your youth, man, it's a part of the process. You get better with time. I don't know. Like, Memphis isn't a free agent destination, and so they have to do a good job of drafting and retaining their talent. They've been able to developing and cultivating their talent and keeping them all in-house. So if this thing is headed down a path, you know, where a separation is imminent.
Do you feel like it is? Or you think you can repair this?
I think it would be good, you know, for Ja to get to a bigger market, get to a bigger, more historic program where they can cultivate and develop him and coach him in a way to put him in, you know, positions to be successful long term. So for Ja, I think that could be a bonus. For the Grizzlies, not so much. Here's why. Because, like, at the end of the day, if you know that, like, there's some friction and things like that, the trade value goes down. The trade value goes down, and you don't want to, you know, lose somebody like Ja without getting significant benefits in return. So we'll just have to see how it plays out. But it's just my truth. I want to see Ja, you know, get to a bigger market, get to a better program. I played for the Memphis Grizzlies.
I was going to say, you know how it's like inside
I know
the
how that city is, and he is in his prime. He's really missing out on, like, having his biggest impact because that city just doesn't have enough to offer to make it a destination.
I think the interesting part you said is, like, getting him into a program, getting him into a off-season program that allows him to maximize his potential. It feels like his athleticism is going to get him only so far. Because, like all of us, the athleticism, all of a sudden, you get to a certain part where your peak, you're the best at what you do, but then every year after that, there's something just a little slower. It's a step a little slower, like we saw with Russ. Russ was averaging a triple-double, still doing it in the league, but not the same, right? It gets to a point where you get to your peak, and then everything's downhill. So it feels like he's got to develop a little bit more outside of just raw athleticism, getting by you and getting to the bucket.
Yeah.
He's got to develop his shot more. His three-pointer's got to get more developed. It feels like he hasn't done those things because he hasn't needed to. Once he gets into a program, let's say like a Miami Heat, right, where you have the top-down structure is super strong.
Yeah.
Pat Riley, Spoelstra, the Arisons. Like, you have a fully functioning program of, you know what we expect from you. We expect this. This is what we're going to do. These are the OGs we got here to make sure that you're doing what you got to do. Like, there's not many places in the NBA like that.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. He's got to continue to expand his game. But I don't want to discount, like, how good Ja Morant is. Like, he's got a great ground game. Even when he's not soaring and flying through the air, on the ground, his pick and roll, his vision, his ability to finish with the left or the right, his ability to make passes off the dribble with the left or the right, his cutbacks, his time, and his probing ability is so unique that I think sometimes it's minimized because of how spectacular he is when he takes flight. Ja Morant is a complete basketball player as a point guard. He's one of the best. He plays on both ends. He's ultra competitive. He's not scared of the moment. Obviously, in your youth, man, you just have to grow and develop and mature. And sometimes you don't get those growing pains in one place. But that's why I think sometimes a change of scenery could benefit him.
Speaking of the change of scenery, you talk about a trade opportunity for a team that obviously has a cap space to bring him in and to be able to send guys out to kind of make the numbers work. Let's talk outside of numbers right now. This is not a cap show. Like, we're not pretending to be like, oh, the $9 million here and $36,000 there, and you send the second apron here. Like, what realistically can you get for a Ja Morant right now? Obviously knowing that he's a massive superstar off the court, right? The shoes, the social media, just the aura around Ja Morant. Do you get 50 cents on the dollar for Ja Morant right now? Do you get more, less? What do you say? Over under 50%, 50 cents on the dollar right now for Ja.
Yeah, I mean, it really just depends. I think it's a timing thing. A lot of times when you trade guys or have these conversations when the value is down and a divorce is imminent, the value goes down. But it's early in the season. I mean, 2 nights ago, he hit a game winner floater in the lane, and everybody was praising him. Tonight, we're talking about, like, what's going on in the locker room. But I just think over time, like, Memphis is not in a position. They're not a free agent destination. So they have to be very cautious with how they treat Ja in this moment, because they want to, like, make sure if they want to part ways with him, they got to keep the value up.
Well, they just got 5 first-rounders for Desmond Bane. So think about that in that context, right?
Yeah, that's more than Luka, right?
That way more than Luka.
Yeah.
I think Luka was 2 first-rounders.
That's what I'm saying.
And a couple of that Luka trade was buddy between Nico and Rob. Like that was some under the table type shit.
Oh, okay.
Because there's no way that you let a generational talent like Luka walk, trade him in the middle of the season for basically scraps. They could have got Austin Reeves back. They could have got pieces back, not only more from a draft capital perspective, but also from a player perspective. Like that whole Luka trade, I think was under the table type.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if that's a legit one, but when you talk about Desmond Bane getting 5 from the Orlando Magic, to have him go over there, do you get 5 for Ja?
No, not right now.
Not right now, right?
Not right now. But if Ja goes out and plays Ja Morant basketball,
but that's on him though.
That's on him, but also it's on the team, because the coach has to be able to put him in a position. Like, obviously, like, it's your best player. Like, make no mistake about it, Ja Morant is the best player on the Memphis Grizzlies, and a coach has a healthy responsibility to put his best players, his money guys, in a position to be successful. Now, what a coach can do as well is sabotage you and frustrate you and devalue you, so that, like, his philosophy can reign supreme. I don't have enough experience with their new coach. I don't know him well.
Came over from Europe.
Yeah, I think he was in Paris.
Finland, I think he said he was.
Wherever he was, he's done well.
He's out that way.
He's done well over there. But I think, he has to be cautious with this. Like, Ja has been he's a seasoned vet now. And he's a young coach, and it's better when you partner together instead of having these debates of philosophy, because I saw Larry Brown get on the same page with Allen Iverson. I saw coaches who, like, know what it's all about, like, get on the same page with their superstars and coach them through their deficiencies.
It feels like when you were talking about how coaches can sometimes devalue you, and kind of like, it felt like you were speaking a little bit from experience there.
Oh yeah, I mean, who's
the best example of that in your career where you were like, you're not trying to help me, you're trying to help you?
Mike Dunleavy. Yeah, Mike Dunleavy Sr. was, the biggest culprit of that in my career. But it actually helped me down the road. I saw the lessons later in life. Because, like, sometimes as a player, you have to have, like, self-belief. You don't necessarily need the belief from your team, your organization, and people to believe in you. You have to have that stick-to-itiveness within yourself to be able to reinvent yourself.
And that's something you did?
And it was something I was definitely able to do.
That you had to, or that you needed to?
I had to, and I needed to.
So both?
It was a combination, because everything that he said wasn't wrong. I did need to become a better shooter. I did need to define my position. I did need to get sharper with my passes. All those different things, right? So I took it. I took it like a G.
At that moment where you're like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
No.
Deep down, you were like, nah, he's right. I just don't want to hear this right now.
No. So I don't think he was right in that moment because, like, I think it's a certain way that you communicate with other men that can make it more digestible. And I don't think he had that care in that moment. And so, you know, it was a, you know, a situation that I tell a lot off camera. But, you know what I mean? Like, looking back on it, it's helped me grow. It's a part of the testimony.
Yeah.
It was something that I was able to, you know, use to help fuel when guys were going through adverse times in their playing career. So it benefited. Nothing will be wasted on your journey. Everything has a purpose.
Facts. Best communicator from a coach in your career?
Two stand out to me. Stan Van Gundy. Like, he is the most transparent individual, whether you want to hear it or not. Like, Stan is going to say it. And then Doc Rivers. Doc was, you know, he's got a gift for communicating. He's got a gift for pushing buttons and, you know, getting you to buy in and things like that. So my favorite two coaches will have to be Doc Rivers and Stan Van Gundy in my league, in the league.
Some pretty good names.
Yeah, man.
You've been around,
men.
bro.
No, just a little bit.
On, man.
Just a little bit. Now. I got a couple stamps in my passport. I can't wait to get it back.
So we're working on that. We're working on that. Speaking of the Ja trade situation, I want to bring up a little segment called the Superstar Discount Bin.
Okay.
So we had Ja in the discount bin.
Okay.
We picked up. Are we gonna say? We're gonna say under 50 cents on the dollar for Ja. Right now, from a trade perspective.
I'm not gonna say under.
You're not gonna say under. You
I'm
say
not gonna say
still over 50 cents on the dollar for Ja.
Yeah, if you can get a Ja Morant.
How about this guy right here, Zion Williamson?
Zion's value, I believe, has gone down.
Under 50 cents on the dollar.
Under 50 cents on the dollar.
Under 30 cents on the dollar.
I'm not going to put him under 30, but under 50 for sure.
You're nailing him down here.
Yeah, I'm not going to put him under 50. Look, Ja still is box office. I mean, excuse me, not Ja. Zion still is box office. He's gotten in better shape this year. Obviously, people have to see like how durable he can be and how long, you know, he can last throughout the course of the year. Statistically, he's played very well. But New Orleans is a tough situation. It's a team right now that's in shambles. It's an organization right now that's in shambles.
It's I think saying shambles doesn't give it the credit that it deserves. Like they are so down bad.
Yeah.
KD. I was looking at some of the situations that they're looking at, right? They trade up. First of all, let's go back. Draft night, they make a trade with the Hawks. Give the Hawks a first-round pick unprotected. Okay, so they try to trade up. They go get Derek Queen, who, again, is a nice player.
Nice player.
Not a guy you give up a first-round pick for when you know next year you're not going to be that good, especially unprotected, right? If you tell the Hawks, hey, make it top 10 protected, make it top 8 protected, make it top 5 protected, okay, you have some assurances there that even if we're as bad, we hope we're not this bad, but if we are this bad, we're good.
Right.
And then, hey, if we're middle of the pack, we're 17th. You got the 17th pick. Okay, whatever, no big deal. The fact that you get unprotected first round pick, and now you're 0-6 to start the season. You're losing almost every game by 30. Like, that's crazy. Then during the NBA Finals, they go off and make a trade with Indiana to give Indiana their pick back after other trades. I'm not going to bore you guys with the details. Indiana gets their pick back. Now Indiana looks, homeboy, what's his name? Halliburton. Halliburton tears his Achilles game 7. Now, the Pacers are not that good. So that's another first-round pick that they let go, right? Their coach, Willie Green, is in hot water. If that's even it's probably even hotter than hot because his team has just been absolutely terrible. And then you look at Zion Williamson, and he can't get on the floor. When he gets on the floor, he plays well, but he can't string together week in, week out, month in, month out of legitimate playing time.
Yeah.
And it's like, where do you go if you're the Pelicans? You got nothing.
Yeah, I feel you. And, you know, you can't really fault Willie for that. He's not, you know, responsible for
he's coaching with his hands tied behind his back.
Yeah, it's tough. That program has gone downhill for quite some time, you know, since probably, Chris Paul left? They might have had a couple years out of that. It's been a long time. So, you know, hopefully they can right the ship. I'm a fan of Willie Green. He's always been a solid one on and off the court. So hopefully he rights the ship. But when you look at their roster, you know, it just isn't talented enough to compete.
So you get 35 cents on the dollar for Zion right now? Like, what do you trade Zion for?
Dude, I said under 50, dude. Like, now you're going to make me get specific. You know, like, you know.
I just don't know. I just don't know if you wave Zion around, like, who's going to come calling to be like, yeah, let me get him.
There's a lot of teams that could use Zion. There's a lot of programs that are better than the Pelicans that believe if they get them and get Zion infrastructure, with their training routine and all the things that they might offer, you'll be surprised. Yeah, you'll be surprised.
How about this guy right here, number 21 for Philadelphia?
Big fella,
Big
Joel.
fella.
Man, yeah, Joel, man, like he's had some moments in the season where he didn't look good, and he's had some moments where, you could still see
It's like, oh, it's in there.
Yeah,
I see it in there.
You can still see it in there, but the biggest thing I think that's benefited Philly is their young guys, their young guards. Just Maxey is playing out of his mind. I think he might be leading the league in scoring, or
Averaging
top
like almost 40 points a game.
Yeah, he's killing. Edgecombe is a guy who's came out and surprised a lot of people. Maybe not to me, because I just felt like his game is more suited for the NBA.
Right.
They still haven't gotten Paul George back, so there's still a lot of upside on that team. They did really well by getting Grimes back at that number, which a guy who scores 20 points in the game, usually their
Oubre's been balling too.
Oubre has always had a motor. He's a glue guy. So they got a lot of good pieces. I don't think the value around the league is as high as it once was for big fella. Obviously, he has to show that he's healthy enough to be able to go out and compete. If he can show he's healthy enough and, play 28, 30 minutes a game and go out and get you 20 and 8, like I think that value will be above 50 cents on the dollar.
It's just, man, like the last time he played even 50 games, we're talking about a long time.
It's
right?
been a minute.
It's been a minute. He's capped on 20 minutes per game, which in the NBA is nothing really. Like that's the 8th guy on the bench sometimes is getting 20 minutes depending on the rotations that night. And it's like that's your piece that you've basically built everything around, is to make sure that guy is healthy enough to go out and play, and you have a legitimate shot in the East. But we've just never seen it materialize because of the fact that he's never on the floor.
Yeah, and it's different. See, that's why I go back to my original point. Those young guys playing the way that they're playing, I think Philly is, in the top 3 in the East right now, so they're playing good ball. They still got to get Paul George back. If you can have veteran guys like that, almost taking like the Kawhi Leonard approach. Like, Kawhi doesn't really play a whole bunch of games volume-wise, but he tries to gear himself up, be ready for the playoffs, because if you have those kind of guys, clicking on all cylinders going into the playoffs, you have a chance to win.
Right. That's been their issue, is that they try to get him acclimated to playing playoff-style basketball way too early, right? The every day, every other night kind of thing. Yeah. Where all of a sudden by February
they got to load manage him, dog.
I know, but it's been years of load managing him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I get it, yeah, for sure. But also, like, at some point, he's got to prove that he can stay healthy enough to be something that Philly can lean on, right?
Yeah.
It just feels like, all right, you can't have Joel. Like, mentally when you get to May and April, you don't have Joel out there. Like, PG, okay, like, I know he's had some freak injuries back and forth. He had the leg thing, and then he has a knee and an ankle and this and that. But, like, he's still a legitimate player. More so, like, when he gets on the court, PG can still play in a way that I just don't know if Joel can stay healthy. Like
I feel you.
It's just tough because I think he's a great player.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, I just think he's talented enough. The hard part about, like, sports, man, is the hurt business, right? And so, like, if your body doesn't withstand the durability issues that come along with it, that's just a part of it. We've seen a lot of great players that never really materialize because of injury, whether you talk about Grant Hill, like, you can go kind of down the line. But I still see a willingness for him to want to be great and want to play and want to put himself in a position. I see frustration when he doesn't get the minutes, right? And I think it's just a balancing act. I think if they, can kind of, stay on this course, get PG back, continue to play well, having him healthy for the playoffs will mean everything for him.
A couple of years ago, we were debating who's a better big man, Jokic or Embiid. Like, remember that year where they were going back and forth for the MVP, and Embiid ended up winning. And it was like Embiid was having 70, he was having nights of 50 regularly, and it just feels like that was so long ago that you look at who he is now and you're like, damn, like. It was all there, but we knew, like, going into from Kansas into the NBA, like, he was hurt his first year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he was hurt at Kansas. Like, a body that big is not supposed to move that fast, jump that high,
have that much shit
have
in
that
game.
much motion, like, have that much motion inside the paint. Like, you're just not supposed to have that. So I'm rooting for him. I like Joel. I like his game. It gives you a little bit of a glimpse into the future of Philly without Joel, without PG.
Yeah.
Right? If they can move off of those guys, not saying that they would, but if they can and try to get whatever they can for those pieces, it feels like, all right, you've got a nice set of core guys between McCain too. We didn't even talk about McCain.
Yeah.
Who's hurt with I think it's a thumb injury.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's another guard that can shoot, that can stretch the floor, that can handle, that can do his thing. So they're an interesting team. It just when you're built around a guy who doesn't play, it's tough. Even though the East is weak, like if they can get him healthy, it feels like they can make a run.
I feel you. I'm with you.
Last night, Heat and Lakers played in a late night game. 9:30 start on the East Coast is tough.
Yeah, I saw the highlights though.
Yeah,
I did.
You're not the staying up late for the
Not at
the
this,
West Coast game.
No, not at this part of life. It ain't happening.
Clippers Heat 10 o'clock on Monday.
Yeah, I mean I'm usually in bed by 8:30 Eastern. 8:30. Straight up.
Luka, Austin Reeves came back. Luka had just a quick triple double.
It was light.
Like I think he had 29, 11, and 10 or something. Like just easy.
Yeah, man. I think, man, the great thing about like Luka kind of getting a little setback early in the season and LeBron not playing is the emergence of Austin Reeves. You've seen his game grow. Across the board. He's a guy who can play multiple positions. He can score a lot of different ways. He can pass. He can rebound. He can assist. He has a motor.
He's a dog, yeah.
He's a dog. And so it's been great to see that because I think if they're going to make a run deep in the playoffs, they're going to need him to really be able to step up. And I think, especially with LeBron being out right now, it's been great for Austin.
It's always that third guy in the LeBron teams, right? You always need that third guy to be able to step up and play his part, right? When he was down here, he had D Wade as a running mate. But Chris Bosh needed to come in and have big-time games where he would carry the load for a little bit and be like 25 and 10, or he would hit those massive threes in Boston, like I know you had a front row seat to. Not to harp on that again, but it feels like LeBron always has that third guy that's able to come behind and be like, all right, now we can rely on this guy. And the emergence of Austin Reeves, even last year, he was balling. But this year, 51, 41, game winner, like – had the team on his back. I think they went 2-1 and 3-1 with both Luka and LeBron out. Yeah. It's like, oh, now we're developed. Now we see that third guy because Luka by himself is just Luka dragged two Mavericks teams deep into the playoffs with basically nobody.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So like you got LeBron there, Austin Reeves now third. Their biggest thing is going to be size.
Yeah.
And DeAndre Ayton's not that guy.
No, I mean, historically, he's been a good player. I don't think he's a great rim protector. I don't think he's really a lob threat. When he first came into the league, he was more of a post-up guy where you had to throw it into him. He's obviously, kind of refined his game a little bit. But, they still need to get younger and they need to get more athletic. But with those three pillars in place, I think they have a good opportunity to try and make a run. To me, it's just no teams in the West or in the NBA that can touch OKC right now. I just think that they are so positioned to be good for a long time. And I feel like Sam Presti is the best general manager in the NBA.
They're 7-0, and J-Dub's not even playing.
Isn't that something?
Like, J-Dub I was listening to a podcast where they said that J-Dub had a screw in his wrist that they're not going to have to go in and take it out because it was uncomfortable or whatever. So he's going to be now reevaluated in a couple weeks. But that's your second best player. That's a guy who scored 40 in the NBA Finals. Yeah. Like that's a guy who's tough as nails, who's not even in the starting lineup, starting rotation, not even playing.
Yeah, and Chet's missed a couple games.
Right.
So
it's just SGA being just like, oh, hold up, let me get to my spot.
He's next level. I mean, we're not even talking about OKC because, the Spurs came out shot out of a cannon this year. There's a lot of different storylines. Obviously, you had, the last couple weeks of some of the scandals and things that have come out. But at the end of the day, these guys are 7-0. And it's like,
and we're not talking about them, like you said.
And we're not talking about them. But that's the downfall or the derailer of being a smaller market team. If that team was somewhere else, you know what I mean? You'll see them every time you turn on the TV.
If it was the Lakers at 7-0, we'd be leading SportsCenter every single day with it.
Absolutely.
7-0 without LeBron, like it'd be the biggest thing ever.
It'd be something.
Knicks, Lakers, Celtics, any of those teams, like you said, big market, you'd be leading. But because it's OKC, because they won already, because they've got young guys too. Like, I don't know. SGA is their name, but like you look across the roster and you're like, is Chet really making ratings? Is he turning the needle? Or
Chet is underrated, man.
He is. I like him.
Chet doesn't get enough credit for how versatile and how good he's gotten since he's been in the league.
100%. Like guys like Hartenstein, like there's a lot of like really good players.
Really
good players. It's just 7-0, and it's like, all right,
We're used to it. We're desensitized to it.
Okay, they're 7-0, and Shai's just gonna score 35 to 40 a game, and like we'll see what it is. But it reminds me of the team that the Warriors had, where it was like 20-something and 0. The year they went 73-9 when they broke the record when they lost to LeBron in the finals. It was like, all right, we won 20 games in a row, then we lost one, then we won 15 games in a row. Then we lost one. Then we won 20 games in a row. It's like stuff like that where this team could do it. Right?
They can absolutely do it. And man, we have to when you have to be like as sports fans, I feel like we have to be more present because a lot of times we think it'll happen again or we've seen this before. We just got to enjoy the way that this team is built from top to bottom, the way that they've developed their talent, the way that they've drafted, the way that they've leveraged their networks, the trades that they made. Like holistically, OKC kind of sets the bar for how teams should be built.
100%, especially when you look at the deals that they made. All right, you guys, Clippers, you want Paul George? Great. Give us this, give us that, a couple first-round picks here. But give us that kid on the bench right there.
Give us SGA.
Give us SGA. And
let me get him.
You want him?
Let me see. Let me get that.
Okay.
Yep.
And now MVP, Finals MVP.
Yeah.
Arguably one of the best players in the league.
Absolutely.
And it's like, damn, Presti just knows.
Yeah, he's got to give.
Knows.
And where's he a disciple of? The Spurs.
Yeah.
So he's seen it been done before.
He's the architect of a very special thing in the NBA going forward. Did you hear the story, by the way, where SGA's house got broken into?
I heard it.
In game while he was playing. I don't know if it was home or away.
Yeah.
But their crib got broken into. As an NBA player, as somebody who's been on the road for a very long time, in and out of cities, doing this and that, did you ever think in the back of your mind, like, yo, is my house straight? Like,
yeah. I mean, you always think about security measures, especially when you're not there. So you start, you can live in a gated community. I know that's always like one layer barrier to kind of get through. You want to make sure you have your access as far as your alarm systems and things like that. If you're into pets, you might want to have some type of protection dog. And as an American, Second Amendment, things like that. But, man, it's really scary because, like, a lot of people know our schedules, how much we make when we go and when we come. And, man, they they make moves like this. It's happening across the board, not just from NBA players. NFL players have getting their house broken into. It's
Burrow, Kelsey, all these guys had watches, chains, cars, clothes, like just bunch of stuff taken out.
It's getting crazy, man. So, I just tell all my brothers, man, just take care of yourself, man. Take care of your family. Make sure, there's barriers of protection in place when you're on the road and things like that. And, sometimes too much is given, much is required. So you have to invest a little bit more in your safety because safety is a big issue.
It feels like easier now, too, with social media.
Yeah,
facts. Like people know, he's out on vacation, he's over in wherever.
Yeah.
Like nobody's on. Let's see what's going on.
He's got a family at home, man.
That's the scary part too, right?
He's got a babe. He's got a newborn, a little one, and things like that. And so, man, it's just a scary situation, man. And I know their family's probably shaken up and traumatized.
Of course, your house gets violated, right? Like you can't go back home and be like, oh no, we're safe. That must be a weird feeling to be like, damn, somebody was in here that wasn't us.
It's got to be weird. It's got to be weird. But, as men, we're supposed to protect and provide. So, we just got to make sure we tighten up and take the appropriate measures and protect our family by any means necessary.
Ain't that the truth? Second Amendment. You got to make sure you're taking care of business. Fun week of games. Be locked in on the Clippers and Heat tonight. I'll text you later on so you can see the highlights.
I know Norman Powell's he probably can't even sleep tonight. I know he's ready to show out.
Right?
I know he's ready to go.
He's missed the last couple games, so hopefully he's ready to go against his old team. But should be a fun week. Later on in the week, we'll have a special guest. Have we locked in our guest yet or not yet?
No, not quite yet. Okay. I'm thinking about one of my old teammates.
Okay.
I'm going to see what his schedule's like because he covers the Celtics, but I'm going to see if he's available, see if we can get my dog on.
Okay. I bet he's got a lot of good stories.
He got too many good stories.
I feel like he's the guy that's got the most stories.
Just don't dig too deep, bro. Like, some of this shit is meant to be, you know what I mean, bottled up and thrown in the ocean.
Exactly. Lost in the sea of stories.
Facts.
All right, guys, check us out. Make sure you like, subscribe, review to everything we're doing. The crossover on YouTube, on IG. Go check us out on Spotify. Rate, review, and subscribe there on Spotify. And where else are we? Apple Podcasts. Everywhere that you get podcasts, go check us out. We're everywhere. We're everywhere, baby. We're everywhere. Go check us out. We'll see you guys. Come on, baby. Let's go.
For sure. We out.
We'll see you guys Thursday.
See you
yeah,
next time.
let's go.